Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. I'm Felina from Beauty Head to Toe, and for today's video is going to be my foundation routine video. First and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year. It has been a while since I was able to actually put a video for you guys this year because I have been very busy. I've been in the middle of renovation in the house, and it's been really hard because I had to move my office and my studio, and it was really hard for me to actually film. During the day I had people working in the house, so it was a lot of noise, it was horrible, and I'm still not finished with renovation at the moment, but I caught a little break because of the weather, and I was able to sit down and film this video for you guys today. Then one of my most requested videos has been my foundation routine and my eyebrow routine. The foundation routine that I did for you guys today, it is pretty much what I wear every day. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you want to see how to do my foundation routine, then keep on. First and foremost, I will hydrate my lips by applying a lip balm. I always like to do this step before I start with my foundation. This is a EOS one, and this is a coconut one, I think. I'm gonna start by applying this primer spray. This is a new product I've been using. This is by City Color. I really like it actually. It doesn't cost a lot. It's very affordable, and it has a really nice mist, and it has also a really nice smell. This is the enhanced with aloe vera long-lasting paraben-free primer spray. So it smells nice. It smells like aloe vera. It has a nice mist, and I like actually giving myself a good spritz of this primer spray. Normally I would either use this one, or I would use MAC Fix Plus, or I would use the Smashbox Primer Water. Just anything that it has a nice mist. Sometimes even I would just use my Dermalogica toner because I think pretty much everything does the same job anyway. So just because it says a primer in here doesn't mean that it's any better than the toner that I have. So I will just spritz this on my face. And then I will let that set. And next I'm going in with a primer. For today, I'm going to use this one here. This is by Makeup Forever, and this is the Step 1 Skin Equalizer. So this is a hydrating primer. I'm going to use a little bit of this one. I actually just got a little travel size of this primer to try, and I have to say I really like it. And lately I've been loving to apply my primer with a flat foundation brush like this one here. This is by Clinique. So I actually just put a little bit of the primer on the back of my hand, like you guys can see. And I'll just pick that up with the brush, and I'll just literally apply that on my face, on the areas that I need the most. Kind of like all over anyway, just to kind of hydrate as well. And if I have any flakes or dry skin, I don't really have dry skin. I actually have pretty much normal skin almost everywhere, but I do have oily skin on my T-zone. My T-zone is kind of oily, and sometimes on my chin. But the rest of my face is actually normal, sometimes dry. I actually have a really weird skin type, and sometimes depending on the look that I'm going for, if I want my foundation to kind of last all day and I know I'm going to be very oily because I will have to blot my face anyway, I will then actually go in with oil control primer sort of on my T-zone. And for the rest of my face, I would just use a normal primer. Once you leave your primer to set, if you have a couple of minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes, it's good to let your primer set. It always helps. And for foundation today, I'll be using the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, but I'm actually going to be mixing that one with my Dior Nude Air serum foundation. I'll be mixing these two. It's actually quite of a strange combination because this one is very liquidy and this one is very thick, but actually I'm going for a little bit more full coverage today because I have a couple of pimples. It's not always that I mix my foundation. Sometimes I like to cocktail a foundation that is like full coverage, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I kind of mix them both together. But days I will only use one foundation. If I actually had no pimples on my skin at the moment, if I didn't have any breakouts, I would only use this one for an instance and it would be fine. But because of my breakouts, I actually want to go for something a little bit more full coverage. So I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Mix mixed with the Dior one, especially because this one is very, very light for my skin tone. I picked the shade 1 and it does oxidize like crazy, so it becomes almost my skin tone. Dior Nude Air is in the shade 30, so this one is more for when I'm a little bit more tan. So mixing these two, it gives me the perfect tone, so that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of this on the back of my hand, like a bit of about a pump. And then I will take the Dior and kind of drop a couple of drops on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna go in with the same foundation brush, the same brush that I use for my primer, and then I'll just mix these two on the back of my hand. And then with the foundation brush, I will just kind of apply that. And because the Urban Decay foundation, it dries quite fast, I'm going to first blend this with my beauty blender, the first half, and then I'll go back in to do the other half of my face in a minute. I like to work in sections in this case. If it's another foundation, sometimes I'll apply all over. The Urban Decay one, it's kind of drying and it doesn't give you a lot of room to play with, so I'm going in with a very light layer of foundation either way, because I do not like my foundation to be very thick. And the Urban Decay, a little bit goes a long way. And I know it looks a little bit light for my skin tone, especially comparing this side with this side, but it will match me because the foundation will oxidize. The Urban Decay foundation oxidizes a lot. I think if you guys get that foundation, you have to get a couple of shades lighter than your skin tone in order to match it, because otherwise it's very dark on your skin once it oxidizes. So I'll take a little bit more and apply on the rest of my face as well.
And as for the Urban Decay foundation, you guys, I really don't like this foundation on its own. It's very drying on the skin. It emphasizes dry patches, wrinkles, and fine lines. And I really have to mix this with a serum foundation in order to work.
And as you guys can see, my blemishes here, you can still see them, but I don't mind because I actually don't want to have full coverage in a way that you don't see any blemishes at all. I really like a light coverage foundation, and if I need a little bit more coverage, I rather use a foundation that's full coverage, like in this case the Urban Decay All Nighter is very full coverage, but it will give me that full coverage effect, but at the same time it will be very light on my skin because I don't need to apply it a lot. I would normally spot conceal if I need any extra concealing. I would just spot conceal my extra spots if they're still showing through. For my concealer today, I'm going to use 2 concealers. Once again, this is not an exactly needed step. I'm using this one here. This is the Chanel concealer. This is the Concealer Perfection Corrector, and this one is because it's in the shade number 31, and this one has a peach undertone to it, so it's more like a corrector other than a concealer. So I really like using this one, and I will actually use this one here only on my inner corner where I have my dark circles right here. Then I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever or any other concealer, but if you have a corrector like the Bobbi Brown Peach Corrector or any other corrector, Catrice has a really nice little palette that it has a corrector, peach corrector as well, then you might as well as use that. And if you don't need to correct anything because only the concealer would be enough to cover your under eye circles, if you don't have any, then perfect. If you do, then your concealer would cover that. You don't need that extra step. Only one concealer will be fine. Concealer today, I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and this one is the Invisible Cover Concealer. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm in the shade White 31. I'll just apply this one here directly with the applicator. I'll just apply a little bit of this. It looks like a lot, but believe me, I'm not putting a lot of concealer in here. I'm gonna also put a little bit on the back of my hand. And then with the foundation brush that I used earlier, I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of product and apply it on where I have a couple of blemishes that I would like to just kind of make them a little bit more invisible. Then what I will do is I'll take my beauty blender, the pointy side. This is actually the new beauty blender, the baby pink one. Well, it's not baby pink anymore now because it's pretty dirty. The baby pink, although it kind of looks white on camera, I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more prominent, the baby pink color. And then I'll just dab this in. The Makeup Forever concealer is actually pretty light, so I'll go over also a little bit of my lids with this and then blend them together. And as you guys can see, my eyes are concealed. I didn't need to do the big triangle downwards. My blemishes, you can still see them, but they're a lot less visible than what they were before. And that's the goal. So I'm going to set my under eye, because if I don't, it will crease on me. So I'm going to set my under eye. For my under eye, I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. I actually depotted my RCMA in here. I got these little pots on Amazon, and it actually came 3 pots, I think, for £2 something, and I really like it. It doesn't have a sifter, but I don't mind because I can just go in with the beauty blender straight in the powder, or I could use a brush, and sometimes I would use a brush. This one is one of my favorites. This is the Morphe E49, or I would use the beauty blender. Pick up a little bit of the powder on my beauty blender like so, and then just dab it. And I will also bring a little bit of powder over on my eyelids because they also tend to crease a lot. And in case if your under eyes has already creased a little bit before you got a chance to set it with the powder, I will show you a little trick of how you can clean that up without messing up your concealer. For me, is an important step to actually set my face, because I have, like I said, I have an oily T-zone, and if I don't set my face, what will happen is that my oils will break through a lot faster, and especially on my T-zone. I like to set, and in that case I would set my entire face, especially when I have breakouts like these and I put a little bit of extra concealer there. I want the foundation or the concealer to stay put, and the powder helps that stay in place. For powder today, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury, what is this? Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and this is in the shade 1 Fair. I really love this powder to set my face, and I'm going to be using this Morphe brush. This is the E1. It's a big fluffy brush, but it's not too fluffy. It's still a little bit of density in there, and it's actually kind of a flat here at the top, so that's what I like to dab it in the powder and actually just pat it into my face instead of rubbing. I will just pat that in place. And now for the quick tip, like I said, that you guys can clean up your, in case if you have already, your eyes had already creased slightly on your lines underneath your eyes, or on your eyelids where you applied the concealer and then you applied the powder and it already creased before you apply the powder anyway, and you don't want that line there, take a little Q-tip and then very lightly run this underneath your eyes on those crevices where you have a little bit of extra powder or extra concealer sitting in there. Very lightly, don't rub too much. You're barely touching there. Clean them up and you don't have excess product sitting here. If you think that you moved a little bit of the product around, just take your beauty blender and then go over again. Actually, once I've done the foundation, concealer, powder, before I move on to my bronzer, blush, highlight and all that, I actually like to set my face first with a setting spray like this one here. This one is by City Color. This is their Oil Control Matte Setting Spray, and it looks like this. And actually, I really like this product. This is their Enhance with Aloe Vera and Silica. It's long lasting and it's paraben free. I really like this. It smells good. I got both of these together, and again, they're under £5 anyway. It smells nice. It has a great mist, and it actually kind of does seem to control oil a little more than my normal setting spray, because you guys know I'm a die-hard for the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but I've been really loving this one. What I do then is I spritz this all over my face. And I actually let that set, and this one smells even better than the primer. while I leave the setting spray setting on my face and sitting there and kind of making my powders kind of melt, I will then move on to my brows. So I'll do my brows first. Then once I've done my brows, I'll come back in and do my bronzer and then my blush and then my highlight. And then I will actually apply a little bit more of the setting spray once again over everything. And then I can move on to my eyes for an instance if I'm not actually doing anything specific. Like today, all I'm going to do is just apply some bronzer on my crease and that's it. I'll be at the door. So actually that's it for my foundation routine. Then I will actually just go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, and I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so I am back, and this is everything. I just finished off my bronzer, blush, highlight, and mascara, my brows, that's it. And I will tell you guys what I used. For my brows today, I used my Benefit Goof Proof in the shade number 6, and I also used my Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe, and I also used my Clear Brow Gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills as well. For my bronzer today, I used my MAC Give Me Sun. This is the shade right here, so I use this for my bronzer. I also use the same shade on my eyelids, just very lightly, just dust that in with a little blending brush, and that's it. For my blush today, I used this Morphe 9N palette. It's the 9N, yeah, this is the 9N palette, and I actually use this shade right here for my blush. I really like this palette, you guys. This is also just a new purchase. I really love the palette. It's very, very nice. For my highlight today, I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in the shade Get That Glow, and I've used the shade Bubbly. Then for my mascara, I use, as always, my Lancome. This is the Hypnose Doll Eyes in the shade So Black. This is the one. I love this mascara, you guys. It's my favorite mascara ever. I love it. And for my lips, I have a combination of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner and my Chanel balm. It's a lip balm actually, but it has a shade in it, and it's a number 10, and this is the shade. It's a very light little rose, but it's kind of like a sheer rosy lip, so it gives me the color of my lips but better. And I'm finishing with everything. I will then spritz once again setting spray. This is the same one that I used earlier from City Color, the Oil Control, and I will just spritz this on my face once again. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any future uploads. I'll be having another makeup look for you guys by next week, and I'm also going to be doing a giveaway very soon, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that out. And I'm actually planning to do either it will be a makeup look for next video, or it will be my top 10 beauty favorites from 2016, which I'm kind of running late with that video. I wanted to have that up for you guys already, but I've been in the middle of renovation and there's been a lot of noise, and I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to film that for you guys. And since my foundation routine was so requested, I decided to film that first, and then I will move on to the next video. And either it will be a makeup look using the Colored Rain eyeshadow palette, the Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette, or it will be my top 10 beauty favorites for 2016. So one or the other. Stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know maybe in the comments down below which video you guys want to see next. If you guys want to see the top 10 beauty products from 2016, or if you guys want to see a makeup look using the Colored Rain eyeshadow palettes, the Queen of Hearts, and I will do that for you guys. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!